Bulls fans need to calm the fuck down. That's what we need to do. I'm going to be as bluntly as possible. Like, I have heard so many people basically bashing the Patrick Williams pick. He's going to be a bust. Why did we pick him? Fire AK. Get rid of AK at me. It's Garpax all over again. Calm the F down. See? Sometimes we just got to take a step back and relax. What's up, Bulls fans? Ricky Whitmer here, and welcome in to another Ricky's Bulls reaction. And I want to start this one off. Bulls lose 130-127. We don't get to the Bulls today. But I will say I don't feel sad after the loss to the Clippers. I was kind of thinking to myself, it feels weird to kind of feel a little upbeat after a loss because, you know, your team lost. You always want to win the game. But I was kind of thinking, and I said this yesterday as I was watching the game with the patrons in the watch along. Last year, watching Bulls games, it was kind of a depressing feel. Like, we would lose, and it would just be like, oh my God, I want to blow my brains out, kind of a thing. This year, it ain't like that. Like, we lost the last two games, and I feel fine. I feel like these last two games are exactly what you want to see from a Bulls team. And I'll be honest, even though the outcome was what I expected in kind of a reverse order, I thought we'd get the win over the Kings and not the Blazers. This Western road trip was not a bad one. We played well on it, and I would say got the outcome that, yet again, we might not have wanted. You want to win every game, but really might help us in the end. Couple of notes I have on this game. Number one, Patrick Williams. The intro was about him. Like I said, after the Kings game, kind of need to relax a little bit. I know it was kind of hard to see Tyrese Halliburton pop off in that game, and Patrick Williams kind of have an okay game. Didn't have a bad game, I would say, against the Kings, but the Laker game, I mentioned it in passing at the end. I really wanted to hit it in this one. Patrick Williams had a good game here, especially for a young rook, where not only did he shoot the ball well, 6 of 9 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3, 17 points on the day. The thing that I thought he did very well was defend Kawhi. Kawhi was his main matchup. Even in the post-game interviews, the reporters asked him about Billy Donovan basically wanting him to start a fight with Kawhi. Basically, hey, bully him on defense a little bit. Don't let anything come easy. Patrick Williams did a great job. I'm going to say great job defensively on Kawhi, where, yes, Kawhi got his 35 points, but I felt like there were possessions where the shots didn't come easy. And let's be honest, I feel like most of Kawhi's 35 points came when they exploited a matchup that I'm going to get to a little bit later in the video, because I know we talked about it as the game was going on. But yeah, Patrick Williams had a good game in this one. This is what, like, the potential for Patrick Williams is. Like, this is why when we drafted him and people were saying it was a bad pick, I said relax. When people saw Tyrese Halliburton have a great game, I kind of was like, all right, let's pump the brakes yet again. This is what we can expect from Patrick Williams. Can shoot efficiently, can score the ball, but what he does on defense is really, really, really special. And there's a part of me that feels like it is very easy for a kid like this, a young rook in the league, to come in. And usually when they play the LeBron Jameses and the Kawhi Leonards of the world, it's usually like I get a little starstruck, and it's easy for them to do that. Didn't look like Patty Will did that. Looked like he came to play, take care of business, played good defense against LeBron, played good defense against Kawhi Leonard. That's all you can ask for from Patty Will, and also he shot well from the field. Zach going supernova, like, yet again, second game in a row that he's had over, I think it's 38 points. I feel like it's the last, I'm going to spot check this right here on the video. I want to say his last 4 games, he's had 30 points or more. So let's see. His last 3. So his last 3, he's had 30 points or more. Portland, he only had 18. And the thing that I kind of look at with Zach is, yes, it does, like, the one thing about Zach that sucks is that in the Laker game and in the Clipper game, both of them in the Staples Center, it kind of sucks that back-to-back games, Zach kind of came up short on the final shot. Against the Lakers, had a chance to win it. It's a shot you want Zach taken. He misses it. This one, like, it just didn't look like. This was one where it looked worse than the one against the Lakers, only because you knew he short-armed the three, and you knew right after Zach kind of had the look on his face where it's like, yeah, I kind of fucking want that one back. But really, it's one of those where I kind of want to say, and this goes to the haters, this goes to the Bulls fans out there, let's not magnify one play. I know that many people say, oh, but Ricky, you talk about how great Zach LaVine is as a closer. You want the ball in his hands to take the final shot. Yeah, that's true. I did want the ball in his hands to take the final shot. Sometimes you make them, sometimes you don't. The last two just came up no peanuts, came up lemons for the Bulls in that sense. But who knows? Maybe it works out for us later. We're going to have to wait and see what happens there. But the point I was going to get to is after the Dallas game, when he had, let's say, 39 points in that game, I kind of said, this is the Zach LaVine that we need to see. Not exactly 40 points a night, but I want to see the Zach LaVine that's going out there scoring 27 to 30, at least 27 to 30 points per game. Because if you're going to be the number one on a team, you got to average almost 30 points a game. And you look at it, like the Portland game was kind of an anomaly because in that one, let's see, let me look at the box score to see. I want to say Kobe White had a good one in that one. Yeah, Kobe was on fire in that game. Not from three, but overall had 21 points in it. Plus you had the Blazers. Dame's not going to score. Let's see. Yeah, Dame had 24. CJ had 26. So they were kind of kept in check. Dame's usually a 30-point per game scorer, and that was a close one. Zach had a good scoring game against the Kings, although we lost it because of points in the paint there. But you can't blame that on Zach. He's not the one doing the primarily the defense in the paint, if I can speak correctly. And the last two is, this is what you want to see from Zach. You want to see him scoring at least 30 a game. And it really put us in the game, the last two. Like, you take Zach's 45 points away from this one, this game isn't even close. Let's say you take Zach's points away, you put someone in there that's scoring about 20, 21. What, we lose by 30? Like, that's something you got to look into, where Zach really was, and let's be honest, 30 of his 45 points coming off of three. Zach went supernova from behind the line in this one, but I really like what I've seen from Zach scoring, where this is kind of what I was talking about when it came to these, can Zach be the number one kind of player? And then the last thing I kind of want to hit is, first off, very quick in passing, is the next game is canceled between the Bulls and the Celtics due to the COVID stuff that's going on. Obviously, T's and P's to everyone who has either tested positive for the COVIDs on the Celtics or is in the contact tracing if they do not go through that and get the COVIDs. Obviously, like I said, T's and P's to the C's. But the Bulls will not have a game on Tuesday, so that means our next game is on Friday. That means we are definitely hoping Lauri Markkanen and Ryan Arcidiacono are coming back to this team. Mainly Lauri. I want to see if he can pick up on the good play we were seeing from him before he kind of had to enter the injury and safety protocol, or the health and safety protocol. I think that's what they're calling it. So our next game will be on Friday. So it'll be great to see Lauri Markkanen coming back and playing. Other things just from Billy Donovan, I got my notes from his presser after the game, and he kind of hit on some things that I've been saying the entire time. Number one, way too many fouls in this one. The Bulls had, let's say, 19 fouls in this game, sent the Clippers to the line for 25 foul shots. Kind of the same thing we saw in the Laker game. You can't have that happen, especially when you got guys like Kawhi and LeBron on the other team. I know for the Laker game, it was mainly LeBron getting there to the line with his calls. You can't have that, especially like Billy D said in the second half of this game. We had way too many fouls. Turnovers are also a problem. Like, it comes down to three things: fouls, turnovers, rebounds. Billy D hit that in the press conference. If we can win those three areas, that should put us in a prime spot to win games. We haven't been doing that. Rebounding, we were, 36 rebounds to, the rebounding battle was close. We were 38, they were 35. We technically won it +3. Turnovers, they had 10, we had 22. We definitely lost that one. We were giving up the ball twice as many times as the Clippers were. You never want to see that. And then fouls, we had 19. They had 19 as well. However, we only had 17 foul shots. They had 25 foul shots. So yet again, it kind of goes to, when are you fouling? What fouls are you doing? We were mainly fouling in the act of shooting, that would say, which is not good. And then the last thing Billy D kind of hit, and this is what I think I'm going to reiterate time and time again, especially when we have games like this. The one thing this team needs to learn how to do, or learn what to do, is what it takes to win. Where this team right now, kind of, I want to relate it to the Blackhawks in a sense, where many, many moons ago, I used to do college radio, and I did a sports show. He was on, the guy I did it with was on our channel, Dave Wahlberg. You may remember him from many years ago, doing some hockey videos. And the way he put it was, he kind of mapped out the Blackhawks rebuild. And he was saying, yet again, this was like 2008, 9, 10, where he was like, okay, you have your 1 year where it was just completely awful. That was last year. This year is the one where it's like, you look good, you're playing good, but you're just losing. That's this year. And then it was the third year was, okay, we finally overcome the demons. I'm going to take that and kind of modify it, where this year we're going to be in games. We're probably going to lose more games than we win. Let's be honest. That's just how I see it. 11 games into the season right now, to where a lot of the games against the tough teams might be like this. They will most likely be like this, where we are in it to the end, we go ahead, but we lose it in the end. Next year might be the season where we kind of turn it over a little bit, where it's like more of these L's are becoming those W's. Maybe then we crack into like the 8th seed. Like, that would be an ideal thing for next year. You're making that step. And then the third year is the, okay, we're a team. We are going to compete for a playoff spot. And then you're just kind of piggybacking off of that. I'm not saying the Bulls are going to win a finals in 3 years, but that's just how I feel about this team. I want to see improvement. I definitely see improvement from last year's team to this year's team. Billy Donovan's exact quote was, this team has good character, but needs to know what goes into winning. I think that's going to be a lot of this year, is this team learning what actually goes into winning a basketball game, and kind of learning under Billy D. And then next year we can build and build and build. So that's kind of where I'm going to end this one. The very last thing I'm going to say is, because there is no game on Tuesday, no Ricky's Bulls reaction to react to. So I'm going to do something different. If you have a Bulls question, and I did have one on the last video, decided not to answer it here because I'm going to save it for Tuesday's video. So Tuesday night, I am going to record a video just like I would for if the Bulls played against the Celtics. However, it is going to be a mailbag video. So what that means is, I'm answering all your questions. So go ahead, if you have any questions about the Bulls, what you've seen this year, questions about any players, go ahead. 2 ways you can ask me a question. Number 1, comment down below. That's the easiest. Just shoot the question down below. I will try to answer it in the mailbag video. Or if you're on Twitter, you can hit me up at Ricky Widmer. I will also be pulling questions off of Twitter as well. I feel like that's kind of a good way to kind of keep the momentum going. I don't want to wait all the way until Friday to do another video about the Bulls. So because there's no game on Tuesday, tomorrow basically, I'll be doing a mailbag video. That video will probably go up on Wednesday, so we kind of have something to kind of talk about with the Bulls. And then Friday, our next game is against the Thunder, I want to say. Yeah, we play the Thunder in OKC. So don't forget to comment your question down below or hit me up on Twitter. Make sure to obviously let me know what you're thinking anyways. And as always, have a good day, everybody.